Hi, it's Mike from Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and on today's video we're going to take a look at something which I didn't expect to see. Now this is the Orico Y20. This is a 2.5-inch SATA based SSD which comes in at 100mm by 70mm by 7mm, so nice and slim. It also comes in a variety of sizes, so something for pretty much everyone. Today we're taking a look at the 1TB version, all of which come with a 3-year warranty. And potentially for Mike's Unboxing viewers, if you're quick enough, if you look in the video description, there will be some affiliated links where you may also receive a 10% discount on the already budget price of these drives. So let's get the first thing out of the way, Orico. Now you're probably thinking, well, why the heck are Orico making drives? Well, this is a very good question and I honestly don't know the answer, but it's actually something which I'm quite pleased to see. Now a lot of people may think of Orico as being one of those kind of unknown brands. But for me, Orico have been one of those brands which have been consistently making good quality components and adapters, devices, etc., which I've been using for many years. And in fact, one of the devices, the Orico Disk Drive Station, was actually one of the earliest videos on the channel and actually done particularly well. So there seems to be a lot of people that like using Orico products. And even recently, I managed to pick up a small device such as this, the USB 3 SATA hard drive adapter, which was actually extremely good value, around about £10 on Amazon. So ultimately, Orico do come out with some fantastic products at some really good prices, so potentially this could be something you may be interested in. So let's start off first with the unboxing and seeing what we actually get. Now obviously it's not going to be any real surprise. You obviously get the Orico drive itself, so this is the Y20. Comes in a completely plastic enclosure, saving money there. Also, very easy to install in pretty much any device that uses a SATA based drive, so laptops, mini PCs, desktop PCs, whatever you want to, the choice is entirely up to you. Being this is one of the more slimline drives on the market, it's 7 mils thick, you shouldn't have any issues with compatibility even with older laptops, of which this is a really good upgrade. If you're still rocking a laptop or you've got some old device which has still got a mechanical hard drive, upgrading to a SSD is a very, very good thing to do and will breathe life into older devices. So you get the drive itself. Obviously it comes in a nice retail packaging as well, which is something which isn't always a given these days. So you've got the Orico packaging there, states on the box what it does, so up to 530 megabytes read speeds. Also this is a SATA 3 base drive, 2.5-inch SSD, and the model 1TB. Obviously other sizes are available. On the back of the box goes over some of the technical specifications. Not a great deal to be seen there, but certainly kind of goes over the basics. Also, it tells you about some of the energy conservation, environmental protection, also the fact that it has good performance, is completely silent, and also has data protection built in, such as power management, also things like trim and native command queuing. Also included in the packaging are some nice to haves if you don't have them already, and maybe this is going to be one of your first PC DIY projects. Comes with a set of mounting screws, so depending on the device, you may need to use some of these screws to attach the drive. There's actually 5 screws in there, pretty handy if you actually lose one. And there comes a small screwdriver. Now this isn't actually one of the normal really cheap screwdrivers. This one's actually pretty decent, got some decent plastic there, and also has the hex head on there as well, so if you need a little bit of extra torque, then you can attach something on the end to give it a little bit more bite. Also included, you get the obvious things such as the installation guide and also some warranty information. So I guess that takes us to the actual drive itself and some of the specifications. So obviously this is the 1TB model, we've already said that. This comes with a 350 terabytes written rating, comes with a 3-year warranty as well. So 350 terabytes written is going to, most people is going to way outlast the warranty. If anyone's concerned about how drive warranties work and also the TBW or terabytes written, basically what it means is NAND flash has a kind of a wear, or it wears down. So potentially you get to a point where you can no longer write to the drive. Your data will still be safe, you can still read from it, but writing to it you may not be able to do after a excessive amount of reads, writes, and possibly many, many years of service. When it comes to the actual memory on this one, so we're using Intel flash memory on here. Unfortunately it's QLC. I would have preferred to have seen TLC, but I guess being that this is a extremely budget device, QLC is absolutely fine. And for the vast majority of normal or average users, QLC is absolutely fine and is in many modern drives now. Even the likes of Samsung have now switched over to using QLC in many of their devices. Something which is a shame, this particular device doesn't have any DRAM cache on board. Again, one of those things which comes with cost cutting, but due to the way that the controller works, isn't too much of a problem, and it does have a kind of pseudo SLC cache built in. For those of you who want to look under the hood a little bit more, we'll take a look at the controller and also the NAND flash. So it's using 3D NAND flash, which comes from Intel, and the controller on the deck is a Realtek or Ray MX RM1135T. This is actually a pretty modern controller, so all the kind of latest improvements that are available on the SATA 3 interface are included in this drive. So that's all well and good, Mike. You're probably thinking, well, is it actually any good? Does it live up to its hype? So let's take a look at some of the benchmarks I've done. Now, the benchmarks I did actually on the PC behind me, just plugged it into one of the SATA 3 devices. The PC behind me is a Ryzen 7 7700, and it's running 32 gigabytes of RAM on a B650 motherboard. Now, I've used Crystal Diskmark to test the drive, and as you can see there, we've got the details on there. The read and writes are a little bit above what was anticipated. So the reads, we've got 552.86 megabytes per second, and when it comes to writing, we're looking at 524.92. Obviously, if you want to see the rest of that, just pause the screen now and you can read through. But in terms of what it says on the box, it says it's good for 530 megabytes, so that's pretty much bang on where I'd expect it to be. And again, for a budget drive, quite often you'd expect to have considerably less. Something else for those of you that are potentially thinking about putting this into some kind of USB enclosure, potentially you will get very similar speeds. I actually used a SATA one, which is this one here, plugged it into my PC on a USB Type-C port. I'm not too sure what speed it was, but we're getting somewhere around about the 400 megabytes per second read and writes, which is absolutely fine. Again, if you're using this for some form of external backup for your main device, I think it's going to be absolutely fine. So I think that's going to pretty much wrap up my thoughts on the Araco Y20. Ultimately, it's going to come down to a price thing. If you want performance out of a drive, then just pay more, buy a Samsung. If potentially you want to save a few quid and get one of the cheapest drives on the market right now, then I would strongly suggest taking a look at the Araco Y20. Also, if you're interested, they also do other drives as well, such as NVMe drives, such as the J10, which I've also recently purchased. I bought a couple of them to put in some builds we did at Christmas, and they've been absolutely flawless. So regardless of which one you're looking for, if the SATA-based ones work out for you, the Y20, again, there is going to be a discount code, limited time discount code, in the video description, so I strongly suggest you check that out while stocks still remain. I think that's going to wrap this one up. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you have, smash the like button. If you want to see more content like this on a daily basis, maybe consider hitting subscribe and the chime notification. That way you'll be notified of future video releases. But for now, I've been Mike. This is Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and hopefully we'll catch you in the very next video. Thanks for watching.